good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Alien Romulus. I finally got to watch this. Movie's been up on Hulu for like at least a month or so now. I have been meaning to watch it, man, but one thing over another always got in the way for me trying to find the time to finally watch the fucking movie. But today, I found the time to watch it. It's like 1 in the morning right now. I finally and yeah, man, this movie is fucking incredible, man. Like, this is easily my second favorite Alien movie ever. Obviously behind James Goldring's Alien.
Harris, Turner, get back here now. We have a track somewhere in engineering. Lock the terminal down, kill the power, and don't forget your reports. Make them thorough. We're gonna need our paperwork to be bulletproof when this shit's over. Waits up.
I don't know if I have an actual ranking of these movies on my actual Letterboxd account yet. I don't know if I do or not, but if I don't, by the time you guys will see this, by the time the video is up, I'm gonna have you guys want to see my Aliens ranking, which all the movies, and there you go. It's probably not going to be 100% accurate. A lot of these ones I haven't seen in like a few years, but I am generally confident in the placement that I have each of the movies. But yeah, man, this movie was fucking incredible. The trailers looked insane, man. The movie itself is incredible. We've already gotten guaranteed that there is a sequel in the works, which I'm happy to see because this movie sets up a lot of cool stuff for the lore of the xenomorph, which I'll also talk about in the spoiler section for this review. And yeah, man, this movie was just incredible. So the movie is, let's just jump right in. So the movie is directed by Fede Alvarez, if I pronounced that right, and stars Kaylee Spency, if I pronounced that right, Isabella Merced, David Johnson, Alan Wu, if I'm pronouncing that name right, Spike Friend, and many more. And the plot of Alien Romulus: space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station. Now, the cast I overall thought was great of this movie. Kaylee I thought was great as Rain, as the main character, man. David Johnson as Andy, the android of the film, because you always gotta have like a Weyland-Yutani synthetic android with the alien movies. I feel like an alien movie is not complete unless there is an android, in the movie. But he was great too, and I love the dynamic between Rain and Andy, man. I really like their sibling dynamic they have going on there, man. Even though obviously the dudes and androids are not actually siblings, from what I could gather, well, we never directly explains this one, judging from like one of the other characters mentioned, more or less it seemed like her dad found him in a junkyard, considering this dude is very faulty, and he's honestly kind of shit in terms of durability of the Weyland, at least when we compare him to other Weyland-Yutani models that we've seen in previous Alien movies. And I'm not counting the extended universe from books or comics or whatnot. You guys know I don't really read that stuff, although I have been reading the Marvel Alien comics since they've been starting those up, man, since Marvel now has a license now. I've been reading those comics have been really fucking good. I especially the last two ones they did. One was on Ice Planet with some ice xenomorphs that looked really fucking sick, and there was another comic right before that focused on this redhead. This redhead. You guys know me. I love me some redheads, man. Redheads is my thing. So we actually got to see that one started one book, and they're starting to continue on to another book that was on the Ice Planet that I thought was really cool. Or I think it was the Ice Planet, and then there was a follow-up book on the daughter years and years later coming back to the space station, or to the Ice Planet or whatever. Either way, there was one of them where there was a connective tissue between two of the recent comics books, and one of them had dealt with an ice planet. Either way, it was fucking dope. That one was really fucking cool. But anyway, as I was saying about the Weyland-Yutani models, this dude is kind of, this model's kind of shit. He definitely seems like he's been broken down and definitely, is on the way out, and he is definitely reaching the end game, because literally the slightest, this dude is like a WWE rep. The slightest, bump into this guy sends his ass flying and acting like he just got ran over by a truck. Dude starts convulsing at the slightest impact, man. It's kind of crazy. You got that one, man. He seems to have a bit of a stutter throughout in the earlier parts of the movie, man, until we get later on, and until we get to the later part of the movie, which I would assume is maybe from his AI or something. Him being old, being an older model. would maybe think that that was the case for that was. But yeah, like the dude definitely is not one. It's definitely not like Ash or Bishop. Like he is not one of those top of the line wailing you time off. He's definitely an old one. Because like I said, like in the movie, they mentioned that, or at least one of the characters theorizes it. But I guess this is probably what happened, where where his dad found him in like a junkyard or something, and then rebuilt him. But anyway, so yeah, like I love the dynamic. The rest of the crew members we get to see, like Tyler, Borjorn, if I'm pronouncing his name right, Navarro, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, the Asian woman, man, which easily probably has one of the best kills in the franchise, because you guys remember in the trailers we saw her like pull out this X-ray device, and you could see the chest burst like bursting out of her rib cage before it actually fully comes out, man. Oh my god, that sequence was fucking incredible, man. Seriously, the practical effects of this movie, man, which I'm assuming if they did most of this practically, with like the chest bursts and the xenomorphs and everything, that was some really damn good looking CGI. Looked amazing, man. The blood effects, the blood looked amazing, man. The xenomorphs looked incredible, man. The face huggers, the chest bursters, they all looked absolutely good. Yeah, I like the rest of the cast, man. Spike was really good as like the asshole, which we find out, I guess it's a minor spoiler, that basically is like mom died because she and like two other writers were sacrificed by an android to save her. It doesn't matter. And yeah, another thing about this movie is that this movie was fuck out of Facehugger. Like Facehugger, they forcibly impregnate you. They can snap your neck with their tails and whatnot, man. They have always been a deadly force. And obviously, these things birth the xenomorphs. But in this movie, man, shit. Like I said, it's like these things were on fucking crack. These things were cracked out, man. We're seeing like busted. We'd see like a bunch of them, which we saw in the trailers, a bunch of them rushing through windows, and just like a bunch of them all chasing after the main cast, man. These facehuggers were not to be fucked with, man. Seriously, man. These facehuggers were insane. So that was kind of insane, man. I also obviously, I love the look of the space station, man. Definitely keeping up with the retro feel of the first Alien movie, which I don't know where this takes place in continuity. It definitely takes at least after the first Alien movie. I don't know if this takes place after Aliens or Alien 3. I would assume probably maybe around the same time as Aliens, maybe before Aliens, maybe after Aliens. I couldn't really get an exact. I would assume after Aliens, given some of the tech we see. I would assume it takes place after Aliens, but I could be wrong about when this takes place. After Alien, but before Aliens. But whatever the case may be, love the look of Space Station, man. It looked really great, man. The Xenomorphs once again look incredible as always, man. There's also some new wheels. There's also a bunch of new lore stuff we get added into it, which obviously we'll talk more about that in the spoiler discussion. But one thing that I can talk about that I really like was that there's two things that we finally got to see in this movie. For one, we actually get to see, like, I guess you can say the nest or the cocoon where the Xenomorphs hang out right before they fully transform from chest burster to Xenomorph, which, like I said, I don't think we've ever seen in the movies. Like I said, I'm talking exclusively in the movies, man. I wouldn't be surprised half this shit has already been expanded on and done in the old Dark Horse comics back in the day, man. Like I said, guys, you guys don't read that stuff. I'm just talking about the movies. And of course, I'm looking forward to, of course, the Alien series that we're getting from FX, which we're finally got some new details on this, so I'm glad to know that's still happening, because I was really excited when that was originally announced. But anyway, yeah, so I like that we got to see this cocoon area where we see the Xenomorph transforms from chest burst to a full Xenomorph, and you get to see him fully mature. You see his fingers starting to grow, him growing, him being able to start moving his fingers and everything, man. It was a really cool sequence, man. That sequence was hype. And we finally get to see the human cocoon. Now, if you guys may remember, from both Alien and I believe in Aliens as well, Alien had a deleted scene where one of the passengers of the Nostromo was caught in a cocoon, and this whole scene with Ripley, and Ripley would end up burning him because he was begging for death. Which that scene got deleted, was a deleted scene that you could watch on the Blu-ray or whatever. Aliens, I know, also had a similar scene as well that was also not actually in the final cut. I don't know. I think that was when they didn't end up filming it, or if they did, they lost the footage of it or something along those lines, and that's why it was never included on the director's cut, but it was mentioned on the screenplay. And you know, like James Cameron, I think some of the other actors have mentioned the sequence in Aliens. So both times they were coming, but here in Alien Romulus, we do finally get to see the human inside the cocoon. So that was nice to finally get that thing that's been deleted season. Previous movies finally, you know, make it to the final cut. There's other elements of the added lore they added to this movie, which we'll talk more about the spoilers, because like I mentioned before. So that was cool. The music I thought was really cool as well, especially the song they played during the end of the movie, man. I thought was really neat. The CGI, obviously sound design, it's really good, man. Like I love when we get to the space stuff, and you know it's just like very minimal noises. The xenomorphs sound incredible, man. The sound design for this movie sounded fantastic. The cinematography of this film was also fantastic, man. This movie looks incredible, man. The directing as well was really well done, man. Like there's so many really good shots. I mentioned about the X-ray thing into with the chest burst, man. We get this beautiful shot of when the crew is on their ship going up to the space station to, you know, get the cryotech, get the cryo sleep, you know, chamber, so that they can go to a distant planet and be away from the hellhole that they're currently at. You get this beautiful shot when we see like the ship like ascending upwards again, up into the sky towards it, man, with lightning from the planet they're on, man. The sun. There were some gorgeous shots.
This whole damn place is falling apart.
That looked absolutely incredible, man. I think that's about everything I can get into without getting into spoilers, guys, for at least the positive stuff. Now, as far as negatives, man, one thing that was a big one, man, that I wish the X-ray device got used more. It literally only gets used the one time, which you saw in the trailers. We see it once when she like initially discovers it. It's like, oh, cool, this is an X-ray thing, and then uses it again when she actually has to check what's in her chest, and we see the chest burster, you know, bursting out of her. I wish that thing got used more because it's such a cool piece of tech, and I just really wish it got more screen time than it ended up getting. Because that thing was so cool, man. I would love to see it get used more, but we can see it in maybe future movies. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys today before we get into spoilers. So, as always, you get my final verdict, and then we'll get into spoilers. So, overall, my final verdict for Alien Romulus is a 10 out of fucking 10. As always, if you guys have not seen Alien Romulus and do not want to get spoiled, leave now. For everyone else, it's charming. So, the biggest thing with this one that was the biggest pleasant surprise for this movie that was is that we actually get to see the return of Ash. Well, not technically Ash, because you guys remember in Alien, Ash got decapitated, which was obviously on the Nostromo. Well, this is a different Ash. Now, I believe his name is like Rook or Rock or something along those lines. It's something that starts with an R. But he's basically like the same model as just a different Android, but he uses the same model that Ash does, which was really cool. And well, the de-aging CGI they used on him looked great, man. Although you can definitely tell they used de-aging CGI or it was like a deep fake or something. You can tell it's digital and it is an effect, but it looks really good, man. The de-aging they did on him looked really, really good. It was just cool to see Ash again, man. It was cool to see like a previous android from a previous film in some way make a return, man. The various kills we got in there, man, was really well done, man, as well. Like we going like when what the hell was the dude's name again? Bojo finally dies, man. That was really well done, man. Navajo's kill was obviously gruesome with the chest burster, man. Yo, a lot of great kills in the movie, man. Now, let's talk about the big thing we learned about this movie, which is where this movie does continue onward with the lore, with the added bits of lore that Ridley Scott added through Prometheus and the Alien Covenant, which I was really happy to see those movies get some references and continuing on the plot threads and everything from those movies into this movie, because I love those two movies, man. And I liked what Ridley Scott was doing with the Xenomorphs and like some of the expansion on the lore that he did, man. So it was really cool to see them actually continue on from where they left off with that one, where we see the black goo that seemingly created the Xenomorphs continue onward, where they're not experimenting on it to reach humanity, reach the next stage of evolution, and the pregnant chick ends up taking it, man, around the end of the film, where she ends up giving birth to a xenomorph human hybrid. Oh my god, this creature. Now, if you want to get technical, all xenomorphs are like hybrids. They all take characteristics from the creature they pop out of, like, you know, humans from Alien, aliens, you know, a dog or an ox, depending on which kind of Alien 3 you're watching, you know, etc., etc., etc. The Pred Alien and AVP, you know, etc. But this is the first time where it looks more human compared to Xenomorph, man. And it is fucking freaky, man. This shit is body horror dialed up to 11, man. This creature is so fucking freaky, man. It looked very similar to the Space Jockeys I noticed, which I don't know if that was the actual point of that one, or that was kind of like a reference to the Space Jockeys, given that it used the same blue goo that Michael Fassbender's android found, like to create the Xenomorphs and everything, man. I do wonder if that was intentionally to make them look like the Space Jockeys, or if that was just happenstance. And I also thought it was interesting how this movie like references Prometheus, like you have the pregnant woman giving birth to the Xenomorph creature. Well, if you guys remember in Prometheus, you know, it was like the first ever Xenomorph, the thing like pulled its stomach open and ripped it out, man. This time she gives like proper birth to it, and then the creature comes back out there and tries to like kills her.
It's gotta be the
It was
exhibit.
like I said, that creature is so freaky, man. It like has the anatomy and the body and the build and the shape of the Xenomorph, but with like more human features, man. It's really freaky, man. Really, really freaky. So that was pretty cool, man. I love the new pulse rifles they had there, which makes me think this probably was after Aliens, because you know the Colonial Marines and Aliens weren't having this tech where the thing has this added aim assist thing where you just cannot miss. So, like I said, this one makes me think this probably takes place after Aliens, man, or maybe it's like an early prototype model. Either way, it looked fucking cool, man. I really did that pulse rifle, and the whole sequence where Rain and Andy have to sneak around the acid once they're in zero G, so they don't get their skin melt and everything, man. That sequence was really, really cool. And also, I like when the incident would happen with Andy, where midway once they get to the ship, man, he doesn't have the security clearance to go into some of the other rooms, so they end up taking the GPU or the memory from one of the other androids on the base, and you get to see, and you like put him into Andy, then Andy kind of goes from like to start to like more of like the traditional Weyland-Yutani android like Ash or like Bishop for the rest of the film, man, at least until she gets it back out of him. Which I thought was really, really cool. And I also kind of like how this movie connects back to Alien. Obviously, we have Ash returning in the movie, but they even make reference to the Xenomorph that was on the Nostromo, which I think was the same Xenomorph that we see skeleton up in the station as well. Could be a different Xenomorph, but I really like what they did that one with like the skeleton Xenomorph that's just hanging on the walls, man. That shit looked really cool as well. But yeah, man, I think that's about everything I can think of from Alien Romulus that I wanted to talk about, man. I talked about the big lore, about some of the new additions to the lore, you know, what they did with Andy, man. And yeah, I did everything, man. Once I'll be editing the review and I'll be like, son of a bitch, I forgot something there, like after I posted or something. But I think that's everything I want to talk about, man. As always, you guys leave your thoughts below in the comments, guys. What you thought of the movie? What do you expect to see in this agent for Alien Romulus 2? I also did like they use the whole "get away from her, you bitch" with Andy saving Rain, when he like uses the way he like empties out the rest of the pulse rifle on the alien, on the Xenomorph, man. That shit was hype, man. You actually get to see Rain actually wearing the space age Reeboks shoes that Ripley was wearing in Aliens, which I thought was a nice touch as well. That they had her rocking those same shoes. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, man, like I said, I think about everything I can think about on the top of my head. And yeah, anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe for me. Follow my socials if you feel like it. Links are below, and it's always come out for more. See you guys next time.